The old port, Marseille's popular waterfront, hides a dirty secret. Electric scooters, tyres, plastic bottles. The seafloor is covered with litter. Every year, volunteers gather to clean up some of the mess. Hundreds of scuba divers collect the rubbish, which is then sorted and recycled or otherwise safely disposed of by local activists.
We find a lot of scooters, railings, cans, bottles. The goal isn't just to clean up, it's also to raise awareness. Last year we recovered 91 cubic metres of waste. The year before it was 131, so that's a decrease of 40. This year, from my experience, I'd say it's less again.
With Smurfs for mascots, the event is part of the EU Beach Cleanup campaign, helping to raise awareness of the European response to the marine pollution problem. One of the divers is the EU's representative in Marseille, Alain Dumont.
All that's potentially recyclable, but unfortunately not this single-use object, which will go straight in the bin. That's why from 2021 the EU will be banning all single-use plastics, plates, stirrers, cotton buds and so on. All the things you frequently find on beaches will be banned.
An important aspect of the campaign is public outreach. Millions of tons of waste, mostly coming from urban areas, end up in the ocean every year. It's been calculated that on every square mile of ocean, thousands of pieces of rubbish are floating.
The figures show that 80% of marine litter originates on land. It's either washed away by rivers or discarded directly into the sea. As you can imagine, it wasn't wind that brought these railings and bicycles here.
At over 70 beach clean-up events organised this year by the EU and the UN, almost 40,000 participants have collected around 850 tonnes of waste.
This needs to be seen in a much broader context. Otherwise, this would be a local event and you'd be asking what's Europe got to do with it. Europe's involved precisely because this is a global problem and requires a whole series of actions and laws at international level.
The European Union is leading the global fight against marine litter. Besides its policies curbing single-use plastics and reducing waste from lost fishing gear, the EU has earmarked €350 million for research and development in this area.
One of the EU-supported technologies is Waste Shark, developed here in Rotterdam. This remotely controlled mini catamaran removes plastics and other floating debris from the surface of the water. Its sensors can monitor pollution levels and other environmental indicators. It's electrically powered, emission-free, and can collect hundreds of kilos of rubbish at a time.
What we're trying to do is create a small enough vessel that will get into tight spaces where waste collects, particularly in the harbours and the ports, and stop all that waste being taken out into the greater ocean.
Ran Marine, the start-up behind Waste Shark, already has customers in several countries. Engineers are working to make the device fully autonomous, so it can collect litter and bring it back to the recharging station without the need for a pilot.
The basic function of the Waste Shark is very simple. It just swims around and collects trash from the surface, but inside it's always changing. We're always trying to make it lighter, more efficient, easier to do maintenance on, and we're also building an autonomous version that will swim around according to waypoints that you give it, so we're always working on that and making it better.
In the near future, the developers envisage swarms of their robots picking up floating rubbish.
I have a vision in my head that keeps me going, that you'd be sitting in a control room. From our side, we could see where every drone is across the planet, how many are operating, how much waste is being caught, and actually see the real impact that these things are making around the world.
Technical solutions and clean-up campaigns are important, but the simple way to keep our seas healthier is to drop less litter. And that's a lesson for children and adults alike.